Hello and welcome to Chandoo.org on YouTube. In this video, we are going to look at how to group dates when you are working with pivot tables that do not belong to a data model. That's why the number 9 tip is actually split into two sections. The next tip on this video series will be 9.2, which will deal with how to group dates when you are having with the data model. So let's go back to 9.1 and let's open up our sample file here. This has some sales data that is simply in a table, and we will go and insert a pivot table, making sure that this button is not ticked. So that means we just want a good old fashioned pivot table, and this will obviously give you a new worksheet where you will make a pivot table. As you could see, there is only one data set. Now if you take something like date field, like in this case month, and drop it into the row area, by default, this depends on which version of Excel you have and what defaults you have set up in your Excel. But in modern versions of Excel like Excel 365 and Excel 2019 probably, it would automatically group the date into years, quarters, and even month. Okay, so in this case we already have month, so that's shown up year, quarter, and month. So 3-level grouping is already available. So this means there is no mystery when it comes to grouping the data. It is already being grouped for you like that, and you can expand and then see what groups are available, and then you can use those buttons to drill down. In fact, when you put the date field there, it will automatically add these extra fields to the table, quarter and year. So that means it's not really one field, it is now 3 fields. So you can put, for example, you can remove that, you can move quarter there, so by each year, each quarter, and then you can see some information about that. For example, how many customers we have in those combinations, or what was the total sales, etc. So this is how a grouping without a data model will work for date field. Okay, now since we are talking about grouping, let's go ahead and see some of the other cool things that you could do when you're working with non-data model pivot tables. I'll be a bit lazy here. I'll just copy this pivot and paste it here, and we will remove these things. Maybe we will just have it like this, and I'll show you one more trick before we move on to other fields, which is when you're looking at individual quarter levels, you can also, because these are additional fields, I can right click and then I can use them on a slicer as well. So I can look at 2019 as a slicer, 2020 as a slicer button, etc. So don't think that these fields can only be used inside pivot table. Once they are added automatically by Excel, you can use them. Now, what if you are not using Excel 365, you are using an older version of Excel, and when you put month there, it wouldn't automatically group? In that case, you can right click on the number and you can select grouping option from there. This will give you a choice of do you want to group by month, quarter, and year, whatnot, and you can add those, and it will have the same behavior, which is it'll introduce some new fields in the table layout here in the field list, and you can use them in slicers or pivot report. Okay, moving on to the next topic, which is using the grouping functionality on non-date fields. Let's take a look at something like maybe net sales. Okay, this is a really poor example, but we'll just roll with it. How much was the amount, and what is the, let's say, how many records are there by that? So we'll just count. So most of them will only have one record, but some amounts like 714 appeared 3 times in the table. So this is a weird pivot table, but because there is so many possible amounts that go from, let's say, 618 all the way up to 3000, this is a big range. And what if I want to chunk this into groups of 500? Simple, I can just right click on the number, because this is a number. If you go to group from there, it will give you a choice like, oh, what do you want to group from? Let's say I want to go from 500 to 3000 by groups of $500. This will give you a set of groupings like this. Because this came from net sales, it will show up here as net sales, and then that is how that information will be listed. And then you can see that there as individual groups, and how many customers are there. Okay, so this is how that can be done. Let's go ahead and see what would be the case if you insert a grouping on text values. So I'll add insert another pivot table. This one we will use salespersons, and we will count net sales and profit loss, so we can see by salesperson. Now we could go and create another grouping on the data as well. So to do grouping on text items, you would have to first select them. So select both Marie and Matt, and let's add them in one group. This group will be called something like group 1. It will also introduce a new field called salesman 2, and then these people are outside, so you can just select them using control and click on group. That will add group 2. You can name these groups, just select the cell, and where it says group 1 you can say team M, and then you can call this as team JL. This would introduce an extra field, and then this information is there. Now this salesman 2 is part of your pivot table thingy, so that means it will be visible in all other places where you have pivot tables. So here if you go back and select this, you will see that there is salesman 2. You can add the salesman 2 as a slicer, and you can see group 1 and group 2. Unfortunately, whatever description you have typed, that will not be visible on the slicer. It will only call this group 1 and group 2, whereas on this report they will be called team M and team JL. So that is how the grouping situation works when you are dealing with non-data model pivots. Now chances are, with the advances in modern Excel, most of the time we would create data model driven pivot tables, because that will give you more choices to mash up data and combine tables and whatnot. So how does the grouping situation work with the data model? That's what we will look in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.